I thought I would throw some things to test and challenge your beliefs. Is it impossible to cure cancer without heavy radiation and poisoning and pills? Is it possible to cure cancer without what we see as traditional medicine? No, we see spontaneous healing. How does that happen? You just don't know how that happens, but we've seen it for hundreds of years that people can just cure themselves of cancer. And at what year did cancer just show up? Is have we been dying of cancer for hundreds of years, or is this just a new disease? And what causes cancer? Um, what's another? Pick any illness, and do you think it's impossible to cure that? Question it, because there's always somebody that's been cured, but you just don't know how a lot of that has been cured. Is aging controllable? Do we all have to age? Kind of look at some people that aren't aging. I mean, I really seriously don't think that everybody could say I look 51 and there is no plastic surgery. Yeah, there's smoking, stress, lots of bullshit has gone on in my life, but I don't think that I'm looking 51 years old. Yes, I have put on a few years aging, and I see exactly what aged me, but I know I can reverse it. But you look at some other people around this planet, there's a lot of people that aren't aging the way, a lot of people that are 51 look a hell of a lot older than me. What makes somebody look younger and somebody else look older? Question what you believe about aging, because as long as you see people aging and you believe aging is out of your control, is that really true? Or is that just a belief that you've seen for hundreds of years that says everybody must age? Um, People die of accidents. Are accidents controllable? Can we prevent accidents? We've got a lot of science that says you can prevent accidents. If you got poisoned with high grade uranium, do you think that you're dead? Like there's no cure for high grade uranium poisoning? I found a guy that cured himself of that. Out of that, he ended up finding out how all toxic waste can be transformed into pure clean energy. So, question whether that is true. Um, do you think that the world is going to end in 2012? That Satan is controlling the planet and destroying the planet? Question that. Is that really, really true? Yeah, evil may be, having a little power, but it does say in the Bible that, God is more powerful. So the world is not going to end because, there is a possibility, there says it in the book, that God is more powerful than evil. And how that game plays out is God helps those who, help themselves. As soon as the majority of people start recognizing what's good and bad, and the majority of people that truly want to do some repenting and jump into some solutions, then God will show up. God works through people. And as soon as God, the majority of, Christians and religious people start waking up to, oh, you just made me believe I had no power. Oh, I have more power than you want me to believe, then, I have the power to clean the world. I have the power to overcome Satan. As soon as people start believing that, then the possibility is true. And we have it in our Bibles that say, it's not about lying down playing dead and letting Satan win. So some of the things that, even athletes, they believe that they can't, you know, go as far as they think they can go. They have to have a coach. They have to have, somebody that's telling them, no, you can do it. No, you can do it. Visualize the dream. Then, actually, athletes, when they want to push themselves to accomplish the impossibility, they this is where we've been screwed up. They've been, usually practice, do the same routine over and over and over and over again, and then you'll get better. And it's like, no. What they starting to learn is, if an athlete just stood still and visualized, closed their eyes and actually visualized them walking and doing the routine over and over and over in the mind. If they just spent 10 minutes visualizing themselves doing a routine perfectly and then just going out and trying it, that's like taking off weeks of training just by 10 minutes of visualization. So, if you want to control your reality, first you've got to have the vision. You've got to see yourself walking in that vision, and then poof, that's how reality is created. So it's not about doing the same thing over and over and over and over again and wearing your body out by all of the practice. Like, you will age yourself if you do that. So many different avenues of are things really the way you think they are? Nature and weather. You think that our weather is changing because of our God and evil, or this is natural. This is not natural. Our weather is far from being a natural behavior. This is all controlled by us. And one way you can see that, I mean, logically, is you cut down all the trees in the rainforest, and then you change the weather patterns. You will change, where the rains fall. You will change the winds. You will change every aspect of weather if you cut down all of the rainforest. So if you do that in all aspects of our planet, if we change the way we deal with our planet, the planet's natural ways of being are going to change. So when we see a bunch of fires and floods and earthquakes, don't think that that is nature. That is you doing what you believe is the right thing. But as soon as you start believing in something completely different, then natural patterns have a way of changing. There's so much of things that aren't necessarily as true as you think they are. You know, all illnesses apparently can be cured because all illnesses have a cause. This blew my mind away. I thought once you had an illness that's it, you got it. And it's like, no. Apparently, not only can you prevent an illness by recognizing what causes an illness, but you can actually cure every illness if you cure the causes. That is the biggest thing that I never believed was true. But it turns out for over 30 years, there's a lot of success in curing all diseases. All diseases, you name it. Whether you're crippled in a wheelchair, you've never seen that possibility because science didn't want you going down that area. Because, as it turns out, it's just a lot about visualization. It's about controlling your DNA. Nobody wants you to know how to control your DNA. And DNA is what, makes the communication within your body and your cells work. So, I mean, if you're crippled and your spine is like detached from itself so you can no longer work, well, that can be rejuvenated, but science doesn't want you to know that. But you've got to cure the causes that are creating that, and the causes that are creating um, your spine to be detached if you happen to be crippled is your belief that you can't even do it. But if you believe it's possible, first you got to start with, oh, it's possible? Wow. But then you got to believe it with all your heart, because if you doubt, then you create doubt. But if you believe it with all your heart, then you got to go into the realm of visualizing. You got to start visualizing yourself, start communicating, and start joining up. You got to start listening to your voice, because it's going to need something. It may need different proteins. It may, need different types of foods you've got to eat. But you really got to get connected with the possibility. I mean, there is a little more to it than just sitting there visualizing it. But that's where it starts, is if you believe you're crippled and there's no hope for you, then you will create what you believe. But if you believe it's possible, you know, it is very, very much possible. Has anybody done it yet? No. But doesn't mean it's not possible. You've been that's just how brainwashed humanity is into believing that you have zero power. But how much of your brain are you actually using? And does Satan not want you to use your full potential? What would you be if you used your full potential? And most of all of this is done through your belief systems. As long as you're made to believe that you can't do anything, then you'll believe it and you won't do anything. You'll lay down and play dead. But it's like, make a wish. What is it you wish for? And then believe in that wish and then make it happen. Just question why you want something. If it's greed, then chances are in your soul level you don't want something that's evil, so you'll prevent that from happening. There's a lot of messed up things that are going on in creating belief systems, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. Peace out.